could have been original.
We're starting now. It's your boy, Sean Caldwell, and
You ain't even say your code name.
oh,
Lord.
aka Ty Easy. Yeah.
What it do, y'all? It's your girl, Jamila Jackson, also known as Action Jackson. If you didn't know, now you know.
And we're back with another episode. It felt like forever since we recorded the first episode. Oh, no.
Oh, I was going to say.
So this episode is titled Mental Health 101. And today we have our lovely guest,
Grace Wagstaff. My code name is G Money.
Okay, G Money on the track. Don't play with her.
So yes, today we have Grace Wagstaff in the building, aka G Money.
There we go.
Yes.
So, Grace, if you don't mind, just tell us your title and what you do here on campus at the university.
Yeah, so I work in student services. My official title is Title IX coordinator, and so I deal with all the instances of harassment, bullying, kind of the not so fun stuff that happens to people. But what that does is I work a lot with mental health. Students that are struggling is really what I deal with, whether they've kind of gotten themselves into trouble or whether they need help with supportive resources or whatever. So officially, Title IX coordinator. Unofficially, I'm just kind of a supportive person on campus for people.
So,
she like the school counselor, y'all.
Right. School mom.
Yes.
So, this month is crazy. Right? It's September. It's Suicide Prevention Month.
Yeah.
We're also having the Mental Health 101 episode come out in the same month as that as well. So I guess let's just hop right into the questions. So our first question on the list is, why is it important to talk about mental health openly, especially in college?
I think that college students, everything about your life is new. You spend 18, 19 years at home in the same environment. Even if you're moving schools or moving places, there are things that are always the same about your life. And then you come to college and none of it's the same anymore. It's new friend group, it's new peers, it's new responsibilities, it's a new living situation, it's a new day-to-day schedule. And so all of it is new. And anytime anybody, I don't care how old you are, is facing something that's new, it creates a lot of internal chaos in our lives. And so, again, no matter the age, talking about the things that we are struggling with is helpful because everybody is struggling with something. Maybe it's a big thing, maybe it's a small thing, whatever, but in college, while you feel like everything is new, you also feel like it's only new and hard for you. I sit in front of students every single day that feel like what is happening is isolated, that they're the only person that's struggling or they're the only person that's having a hard time making friends. And it's so tough because I see students all day long that are struggling. And I'm like, well, I wish I could get all these people in one room because then, people aren't struggling as deeply as they feel like they are. It's not as isolated as they feel like it is. And so if we can talk about it more, we can normalize it. What I'm always telling students is you are not in the boat alone, even if you feel like you are. If you will just turn around, there's other people in the exact same boat as you. It just feels like you're by yourself, but you aren't.
I feel like, me personally, I feel like it's more harder, is that a word? It's harder to open up in college about mental health than it was in high school because I knew my friends. Like we would really K through 12th grade. And you come to college, it's like, I don't really know y'all, so like...
Well, it's hard to be vulnerable in front of new people.
Yeah, so... But once I established the connection and figure out who like my real friends are, come across you, it makes it more easier to open up, things like that, so...
I think that it's tough because students always think, I can't talk to anybody about this because I don't have anybody. And it's like, have you ever heard the phrase, like, which one came first, the chicken or the egg? It's like, okay, well, if you could get more connected with people, you would feel less lonely, but you would feel less lonely if, you know what I mean? It's like they are the same thing. So it's tough. It's tough.
I'll say it's okay to be open about your mental health, but I would definitely be careful who you're open to because I've realized that college is very messy. Like, most people, they'll get close with you just to know your business, to go back and tell it to someone else when you're thinking you're just venting to somebody genuinely because they care. So I would say my advice is you can be open about your mental health, but just because you're in college, don't forget about your friends that you had beforehand, because they are still there.
It's true. Like proximity to people doesn't. It is the blessing and the curse of social media, right? Like we can stay connected with all these people from all over, and sometimes we're too connected. It's like we have too many voices in our ear, too many opinions, but our phones that are like the devil and incredible, you know, like they're good and bad. They help us be able to stay connected with people, or to use resources that, you know, otherwise we wouldn't have access to. What I think a lot about friendships, and this is true no matter how old you are, is that everybody wants a village, right? But to have a village, you have to first be a villager. Like, like you can't. We can't be expecting other people to fully embrace us and support us in big and small ways and in different ways without first being someone that is already doing that too. And so when we're looking for our friends, we need to be looking for other villagers, you know? And those are the real people. Those are the trustworthy ones. Those are the people that will come to you and embrace you when there are things that you need. But we also can't be out here being messy, being the worst, and then be expecting everybody in the world to be our village when we're struggling. That's not how that works. I think we all fall into that trap sometimes where, you know, we have to ask ourselves, like, get kind of real talk. You heard it? You heard it?
Period.
We have to real talk and really get real with ourselves. Well, how have I been showing up? How have I been, have I been a part of the village, or have I been like on the outside judging the village and now I want everybody to be my bestie? Like, that's just not how it goes.
And that's one thing that I've been working on the most, like, you know, making sure I'm doing like a self-reflection, like, you know, am I doing my part when it comes to certain situations, because I don't want to be, oh, it's you, and the whole time it could be me.
Right.
So,
yeah, we walk around with our hand out, and it's like we can't be always taken and never given. That's literally not how this
you get
how
what
this
you give
works.
in this world.
That's right.
So our next question is, why is it important to talk? Next question. Okay, hold on. What are some of the common misconceptions students have about mental health?
The biggest one is that if you talk to somebody, you're crazy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I also think we just like overuse the word crazy. Like everybody's like, she's crazy, and I get it. I guarantee that I've said that before too, and that word does way more harm than good. And so the first one is like the stigma is still around it. I think that we are much more open now to have conversation. I mean, we're doing a podcast right now about mental health.
Yes.
So times have changed, and I think because of generations coming down, we still have this perception that in order to go talk to somebody about it, that means you have to be struggling in really scary ways and not just in life ways. Like I've worked as a therapist. You can come and talk to me about managing stress or study habits. Like it doesn't have to be I'm having a psychotic break. Like that is like 1% of people. You know what I mean? So I think that is the biggest one. And that two, that just talking to people doesn't help. I still think there's a great deal of people out there that think that talking to a therapist won't help them. But I always point out to people, well, you go and talk to your friends. Like talking it out does help. We've proven this, right? We sit at lunch and we talk. We turn on a podcast to listen to people talk about a thing. Talking it out does help. And mental health is the only part of healthcare that we are weird about. We have no problem going to the dentist or the doctor when we're like, there's something wrong and I need some help with it. It is just, think about it. I used to tell kids when I was working with like kids, I used to tell them it's like a cavity for your brain. You know what I mean? Like there's just a little something that somebody else needs to help you fix. That's all that it is. But mental health is the only side of healthcare that we are super weird about.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, more speaking on the male side, we all heard this, but, you know, men don't have mental health, and we've always
men is in mental health, MENTAL.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all be for real.
like from my household, a couple other households, you know, it's like, you know, be strong, never like show your emotions.
Yeah.
And like, you know, at some point, there's your breaking point, and you like start spazzing out because you can't express yourself because you've always been taught to like, you know, hide it from other people, don't talk about it.
Right.
So I feel like that's one misconception that as a young male in college.
Yeah, and from the female perspective, I'm older than you guys, but still, I think women help perpetuate that.
Yeah,
we don't do any favors where it's like, be strong, don't cry, he's weak because whatever. Like what? And then all we want, But then all we want is a man that will show up and be vulnerable with us and not hide his feelings, right? So like in a relationship, we want somebody that can meet us and have hard, real conversations with us. And then when they do, we judge them for it.
Right.
That's on us.
Mixed signals.
We have
See,
mixed signals.
I do not agree with that statement. Because
Go for it.
It's just me. I don't know if other females are like this, but I want my man to come and be vulnerable with me because
Totally agree.
I don't want to talk to a wall.
Right.
Because I know I'm very sensitive. I'm very emotional. So if I come to you with my emotions, why would I not let you come back to me with the same emotions?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call you weak. I'm not going to call you a baby or anything like that because a lot of men, they've never opened up because they spent their whole life saying, oh, well, I have to be strong and I have to think this and I have to think that. And I think that's a big misconception, really just saying that women won't allow you to be vulnerable. Because I will say there are some women that will talk about you and drag you through the mud.
Yeah.
But there are some women that actually care and
Yes.
actually want to listen. And I'm one of them.
Yeah, there she goes. Say your handle. I'm just kidding.
Y'all get at me if y'all need a little therapist.
I think that it's a sign of maturity in the woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the man at all in that moment. It's
Yeah.
a woman making it about her and how she is uncomfortable with sitting with somebody that having feelings.
Yeah.
And it's on her and not the man. I agree with you. There are tons of women out there that want you to be vulnerable and not a brick wall.
Yeah.
Because, like, for prime example, one of our homeboys, he was telling me the other day, he was like, his girlfriend was like preaching, like, be vulnerable, like, you come talk to me. And he tried it, and then one mishap happened. They got to arguing. She started calling him a crybaby.
Yeah.
You weak, like,
Using it against him.
Yeah, like,
It's
That's
totally
not funny.
unfair.
That's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
It's totally unfair.
So I guess brings us to our next question. So, how do you know when stress crosses the line into a real mental health concern?
Ooh.
So it's a couple of things for me that I'm always looking at for other people. It's it's like duration, how long it has been happening, and how severe its impact is. And so there is no black and white check mark. Like, okay, well, these three things happen, so that means it's severe enough to now cross from unfortunate but normal stress. Like, stress is normal. We can't avoid it. It will happen. And it doesn't always mean that there's like a mental health concern happening, but depending on how long it has been happening and its impact on your daily life, because you can need to talk to somebody about something and it be short term. I've gone through periods where I've gone into therapy about a thing, and then I've gone through periods where I've just been in therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's about something and I just need a few sessions to figure that out. And then sometimes I need like deep inner stuff, you know what I mean? Like some work that's not about anything specific, but that's about my general wellness. And so I think it really comes down to its impact on your daily life, because stress is normal. We cannot avoid it. And I think that is a huge barrier that we all have now, is we're used to being in a world where we can get what we want at the drop of the hat. Like, think about how irritated we get when our apps won't load.
Oh, yeah.
We give it like 1.3
Crash out.
seconds. Yeah. And then we're like, oh my God, what's going on? And we expect that to work for humans too, but we aren't robots. Like, we don't work like this. And so we expect things to happen really quickly, and we expect things to not be uncomfortable, when discomfort is a very normal, expected part of life. That is something I see in students daily, where it's like, they're like, I'm uncomfortable. And it's like, okay, are you uncomfortable or are you in danger? First of all, these are two different things. And also, discomfort is expected. You are going, especially just like we were saying in the beginning, you come to college and everything's new. Yeah, you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that maybe something is wrong. It just means that it's uncomfortable, it's new.
Anything to that?
I would say, it's crossing the line into a real mental health concern, because I'm gonna get a little serious, y'all. But once you start thinking about harming yourself, that's when you should definitely, like, I'm not gonna say wake up, because once you've made it to the point where you feel like you gotta harm yourself, you're actually too far gone. And not too far gone, but it takes a lot to bring yourself out of that self-harm state. And I know, because I've been there personally.
Yeah.
So, honestly, once it crosses that line, I say the best thing you can do is, for one, pray, and then lean on the people that you actually care about, and think about the people that would be hurt if you hurt yourself.
And then on like the other side of that, or the person that is coming to you, just listen. Like, you don't always have to have something to say. Just listen to
Oh
them. Take
my
it in.
goodness.
Yeah.
I got to say, people need to stop judging people that make like posts about mental health when, like, say somebody make a post, oh, I'm finna kill myself, I'm tired of this, and then people in the comments saying, oh, you're just begging for attention, but then that person actually kills themselves, and everybody that was in the comments is like, oh my God, I wish I would have knew. They told you, but you still decided to make a joke about it, and that's something that needs to stop. Mental health needs to be taken way more serious than
I think it just needs to be taken seriously, blanket statement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because flip it. Like, what is the very worst that can happen if you take somebody seriously that's making those kinds of comments? What is going to happen if you take them seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Literally nothing. And so I think we should always take people seriously, because here's me, like, in my professional opinion, if somebody's saying stuff like that out loud in front of other people, whether they have a plan to harm themselves or not, they're not doing well.
Yeah.
They're not doing well.
Because it takes a lot to admit that, especially out loud.
Because in high school, like, even though we were joking, like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, like, our career coach had to report it just in case we weren't playing, so she, like, you know.
Because some people be so serious. And then it's like, it's been so much suicide coming back around. Like, when I first heard about suicide, I was maybe like 10 or 11. And it was like a big thing going on because everybody was getting bullied. Everybody was committing suicide. Like, I literally used to sit there and watch videos on YouTube. I was a weird kid and I was getting bullied. So I was just trying to find information. But it's like, I haven't heard much about suicide since that time. But now it's like it's happening way more often. And it just goes to show people, everybody needs therapy. Argue with your mama, not with me.
Right.
Go to therapy.
Everybody does need therapy.
Even if you think you're okay, you probably are okay, but it's still certain things in the back of your head that you're pushing back, and you need to address them because they will come back to bite you.
Well, and like, life is hard. Like, I don't
It
care
is.
who you are, and I don't care how old you are. Everybody has dealt with some level of life that has not been fun, that has been challenging. And so going and talking to somebody about it, it is great to have family and friends that you can talk to have the village, right? Your therapist, though, or your, life coach or whatever it is, they can provide a perspective that literally no one else can provide.
You need somebody that's unbiased.
Yes, you need somebody that's unbiased, because even if your friend is fabulous and wonderful and is giving you good advice, they have a dog in the fight. They're your friend.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're going to tell you what you want.
Yes, your therapist, a professional, has a perspective where they have a little bit of distance from you. They don't know every single detail, which gives them a really helpful perspective.
So I guess to circle back to the Title IX, your Title IX coordinator, correct? So a lot of students may not realize that mental health is connected to Title IX cases. Can you explain how the two go hand in hand?
Oh, yeah. That's all you.
So
I don't know.
So Title IX, like I was saying, deals with basically when there is alleged harm from one person to another person, or from a group of people to another group, whatever. But it deals with instances of harm. And any time there is harm, whether it be emotional or physical or psychological, your mental health is impacted. And so it could be a situation where it is people meeting up to fight because of boyfriend stuff. It could be a situation where somebody gets inappropriately touched without consent at a party. It could be just all kinds of things can happen, student to student, or just anybody. And when you feel like you have been harmed, your mental health takes a hit. It does things to you, to your brain. And so oftentimes what I wind up doing for people in Title IX is getting them the supportive measures that they need. So anybody that's sat in my office for a Title IX thing, I've said, do you have a counselor? If you don't, great, here's the information. You've got to do it yourself. You have to go make this appointment yourself. You have to be you have to drive that. But here you go. How can I help you? What do you need? I always tell students, here's the question. If you had a magic wand, what would you do right now? Like, what would you do? And then let's see how close to that we can get. And very often what they need is somebody to go talk to. They need to talk about it. And that is great when they want that person to be me, and I cannot be your Title IX coordinator and your therapist. And, you need to go talk to a licensed professional about this right now that isn't me. but it just deals with harm. When people feel like something has happened to them, they feel like it has, or they know that it has. They just need support because their mental health is feeling shaky, where their whole world is in question all of a sudden.
That was great.
That's real.
It's my job.
So to wrap everything up, what would you say to a student who's scared to report something because they're worried it might take a toll on their mental health?
It's probably already taking a toll on your mental health. Like, I would look at that student in the eyeballs and say, isn't it already? If something has happened, isn't it already? And, we can't ever force a student to report something. And just life tip. When you are hiding and harboring secrets, you are doing damage to yourself. When you are keeping things in the quiet, when you are keeping things in shadows, that is a weight that you have to carry, that you have to pick up and put on and carry all day, every day. And that is doing damage to you.
Y'all, she in here preaching. All right,
So,
G-Money.
If you
Do we even have a dance break? We haven't had a dance break
Shout.
yet.
Yes.
All right, G-Money. Show us what you got.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh. You ain't gonna do a little dance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She got a little song. Okay.
So, anyways, I just screamed.
Sorry.
So-
everyone's ears.
When you're picking up things that you have to keep quiet, your mental health is already suffering. And so I don't have to know about it, nobody has to know about it. And what I want Troy students to know is that at the Student Counseling Center, they don't take insurance. Like, people come and sit in front of me all day. It's free. You have to be registered for one class, and you get free counseling. People are always worried, well, no, my mom can't find out. She's not going to. They don't take insurance, and you're a legal adult. Like, this is confidential. They're not going to find out. Same thing with Timely Care, which is like the new app, which, by the way, now all you have to do is be registered for 6 or more hours. It used to be 12 or more. Now it is 6 or more for Troy campus students to have free, I don't know, it's like fully comprehensive mental health care. But they don't take insurance either. It's not, your parents aren't going to find out. They're not going to. And so a lot of people are worried about that because they are worried about the impact that that it might have on their parents if their parents know that they're struggling. I think that students are very often terrified of disappointing their parents or terrified of having to hear about it from their parents. Because as a parent, I'm a mom, sometimes parents don't handle things well.
I mean, mamacita.
So, like, and I know, I get it. I sit in front of students all day that are like, well, I can't tell them because, and from a parent's perspective, they're thinking, I'm scared for you. But what that sometimes means is it feels like you get suffocated in it as a student. You're like, oh my God, I got it. Oh my gosh, just let me figure it out. And a parent starts to feel like suffocating kind of weight where you're just like, it's too much. But in these resources, they won't find out. And I'm not saying hide everything from your parents, but if that's your fear, check it off the list. It's not a fear. They're not going to find out.
Yeah.
Don't let that be a barrier. It's not there.
It doesn't exist.
That was the last question.
We need one thing before we leave, though, and I forgot to look this up before I got here. That's why I've been on my phone, y'all. I promise I've been paying attention. I'm trying to find us a quote because we were supposed to start with a quote and we got to end with one. But it's okay, y'all. Bear with us. We're still adjusting to actually running the podcast. So since I can't find one,
I have a quote.
Okay. Period.
Okay. So
Say it twice.
you might have seen this in my office because both of you have like been in my office yapping.
Oh. No, she called us out.
When I mean we yap.
We do be yapping.
Yes.
Certified yappers.
Certified yappers. My son, a couple years ago when I was going to talk to like the chancellor and the board and all of that about trying to get Timely Care, this was like a couple years ago. It was right after I started at Troy. And Timely Care is expensive, and I needed to go talk to a bunch of grown-ups about money. You know what I mean? Which
That's
is
so
intimidating. Like, and try to prove to them why it mattered and like why we should have it. I was like pleading my case. You know what I mean? My son, who was maybe 9 at the time, 8 or 9 at the time, said, "Can I give you some advice?" We were on the way to school. He said, "Can I give you some advice?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And he said, "Be brave, don't quit, don't panic, try your best.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Be brave, don't
Wow.
quit, don't panic, try your best.
Oh,
Yes.
I love
I
that.
love
It's my screensaver now on my computer.
Okay.
It's so good.
Yay.
Yeah,
He
so
ate
he
that
nailed
up.
it. Yeah,
Yes. So,
Give him high five for me.
Yeah.
please do.
we'll do.
So, world, thank you, Grace, for coming on the
Yeah.
podcast and talking about such a sensitive topic. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks.
And for the ones
So
that don't
much.
know, she is our advisor
Yes.
for our Real Talk.
She is here to stay.
Yes.
That's right.
For real.
And so, and for the ones that are watching, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video.
Yes.
And until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
See you later, guys.